that Sandy's anxious for has to do with the issue of fiat. And this is the debate theory term.
How do you spell that?
It's just like the car. F-I-A-T. Fiat, from the Latin, means let it be. It is a dictate or a mandate. So the king says, everybody bows down and worships the Asheroth pole. I fiat that, let it be. Okay? So in a debate round, we're pretending, right? We're going to have this whole debate, and the judge is going to make a decision. And the judge could vote for term limits in the debate round, but term limits aren't going to happen the next day. We are debating real issues in a pretend environment. Who are we pretending to be? And a lot of debate theory comes down to the question, who the debaters are pretending to be and who the judge is pretending to be. And you can come at debate with a courtroom model, that the debaters are attorneys, and the judge is the judge and jury. Or you can come to debate with a congressional model, that the debaters are speakers on the floor, and the judge is that legislative body. Okay? But we say basically that the affirmative team has fiat power. They have the power to pretend that we are some sort of law-making authority. So for the purpose of this 74-minute debate round, we have certain powers. Well, the question is, what power does the affirmative team have to fiat? Well, where do they get their, going back to origins, where does the affirmative team get their fiat power? They get from the resolution. The resolution defines the scope of their fiat power. So the affirmative team has the power to fiat or mandate the United States federal government, because that's the actor in the resolution, and they have the power to mandate or fiat U.S. federal government policy on election law. That describes the scope of their fiat. If a team goes beyond that fiat, the negative should argue, Judge, their plan goes beyond the resolution, their plan goes beyond fiat power, not only are they non-topical, but we have no authority in this room to vote for their plan. Because if the judge is pretending to be the U.S. Congress, the judge can only do the power that is within this fiat range. So fiat is a limit on both the affirmative team's power and the judge's power. Because the affirmative team and the judge are all Congress. Or if it's a courtroom, the affirmative team and the judge are all the attorneys and the jury. Does that make sense? So the whole idea of debate fiat is just defining the scope of power of the affirmative team. So now the question at hand is this. It's normal in debate that we fiat the actions of Congress. Back to I have erased by my Constitution circle, my statutory law circle, my case law circle. In the debate world, we frequently, deal with statutory law, okay? 99% of debate rounds, we're debating Congress passing a law. So the fiat power is the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the President, because that's how we pass the statutory law, right? So this is comfortable territory for debaters having fiat power over statutory law. The question is always, case law and Constitution, does the affirmative team have fiat power over these two? Can the affirmative team fiat a court decision? The court would reverse itself. Could an affirmative team on a different resolution, maybe it's an abortion resolution, could the affirmative team fiat that Roe versus Wade be overturned? And you get this whole debate theory, no, they can only fiat the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the President, they can't fiat the courts. When a constitutional amendment comes up, they say, who has to act to amend the Constitution? It's a 2/3 vote of the House, a 2/3 vote of the Senate, and 3/4 of the states. Well, here is the complaint that negative teams make. Negative teams say, affirmative, you cannot amend the Constitution because it requires the action of the states. And what is the scope of your fiat power in the resolution? Federal government. So negatives will argue, and it's a good argument, to say, Judge, don't let the affirmative fiat a constitutional amendment because it requires the states to take action, and the affirmative team and the judge have no fiat power over the states. That's the negative argument. Everybody kind of with me on that? Now, what I'm going to give you is an affirmative answer to that argument. By the way, we are in the range of debate theory, okay? All debate theory is debatable. So nothing I'm here telling you is a rule or a law, okay? It's debatable debate theory. So there's several ways to answer this. Number one, what defines the federal government? What created it and defines it? The Constitution, right? What is the most important law in our land? The Constitution. The Constitution is a federal government document. It created the federal government, it defines it. So the first response that an affirmative can give who wants to amend the Constitution is to say that the resolution fiats the federal government, and you should be free to make any change to the federal government you want. So the first argument is res fiats entire FedGov. And therefore, it's fair game for the affirmative to change any policy the federal government has, at least with an election law in this year's resolution, even if that's constitutional. Okay, that's the first argument you would raise. It's not the best. My second argument's better, but you just need to have that one down. The resolution doesn't say that the affirmative team only has power to amend election law or reform election law in statutory law. The word statutory law isn't there, right? If the framers of the resolution only wanted us to amend statutes, wouldn't the resolution say, resolved, the United States federal government should reform its statutes on election law? If the framers' resolution had that intent, they would have added the word statute or statutory to limit this fiat power. So this first argument is no, our fiat power is anything that's federal government policy with election law. Number two, I'm just going to call this the actor analysis. And this is the more powerful argument. The federal government's made up of actors, and I don't mean actors like drama, although they're that too.